So welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing an eyeshadow look using the Juvia's Place, the Nubian Royal, and it is the purple 6-pan palette. So let's get started with this look. I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit. Okay, so for starters, I am going to be using my BH224, which is this fluffy brush. Oh, and I prime my eyes with my CoverGirl True Blend concealer in the shade Buff Beige for this morning's eye look. So we want to make sure our eyes are smooth with the base. I did not set the concealer on my eyes this morning. I rarely ever set it. Every now and then I'll set it. But you want to make sure your lids are smoothly blended. Let's cut the lighting out just a bit. Okay, yeah, I think that should do it. So again, we're going to take the MAC 224 and we're going to, you know what, let's not do that. Let's go ahead and we're going to use creme brulee first on our the portion of our eye above our crease, and we're going to pop some of that on with the Morphe 2, just this flat, fluffy shader brush. And we're going to go ahead and set the top area of the eye, right where the brow bone area is, right above the crease. Y'all, today is Monday, and I'm all over the place during the week when I'm filming in the morning. These eyebrows, right? I don't know. They're going to have to be. This is our last day of, not last day, last week of working for the Christmas holidays, and I love this time of the year when we're out for 2 weeks. So we're going to take the lightest matte shade, which is the second shade on this second row, and just pack it on our brush, and we're going to place it right in the crease area. And I do start out with a light hand, and this shade is so light that it's not as pigmented as a deeper purple because it's more like a lavender purple. Sorry about my lawn. So I'm just going to continue to pack this in, and I still go with a light hand only because I like to lightly build it and then blend it. I'm going to place it in the crease of the other eye. And I have to admit, I had not bought any makeup since October, but when I tell you I bought more than I should have bought during this Black Friday. I actually shopped online for a couple things. I have like a huge ColourPop haul that I'm going to share with you all, but I received the box on last week from the Black Friday sale, and it was missing some eyeshadow palettes. So I had to reach out to them, and they said they would ship within 5 business days. So I'm looking to have the items shipped any day now, because I was trying to debate on whether I wanted to share with you all what I received so far, or should I wait until the rest of the products arrive. Let me know in the comment section down below if you really if you want to see what I purchased before the other items come in. And they have a lot of new palettes, and I know I don't need any of that stuff, but I like to collect pretty much Juvia's Place and ColourPop. I'm a sucker for those two brands, and Profusion. So I'm going to continue placing the shadow in the crease. This is a really beautiful lavender shade. And I'm just adding more shadow until I get it, build it up where the base is no longer tacky. And that's the key when I do my shadows. I lightly build and then lightly blend until it's really, really smooth and you can blend without your brush feeling tacky. And it's probably easier to set the lid, but sometimes, just in my opinion, it takes much longer for me to do my shadows because then I have to really build up on that smooth out base. Now when it's kind of sticky for me, it's easier to stick the shadows to the lid and then lightly build and blend. You know, but whatever technique works for you, knock it out. So now we're just gonna blend right above that crease area. Oh, my ear always itches when I do this. Okay, so I think that should do it. I like it. I like it. So now we're gonna go in with the Makeup Shack T60, T88 brush, and it's more fluffy, firmer fluffy brush. And we're gonna take the shade, the first shade on the second row, and we're gonna pop that shade right in the crease where we place the lavender shade, but we're not gonna go up as far in the crease as we did with the lighter shade. So we're just gonna start blending in circular motions up into that crease area. And I didn't start packing this when I went straight into blending because this brush is so fluffy and light. You don't have to worry about placing too much on your lid that you have to go back and do a lot of blending. And then this shade is not as deep as the other purple in the palette, which also makes it easier to blend the shadow. So we're going to continue adding it right in the crease. We're not going to go too far up above the crease. We're just going to place it right there in that crease area. This is coming together like so pretty. I like how muted and wearable it looks. And I did a look using the chocolates by Juvia's Place. And I love how that look turned out. And I'm gonna pop it up above me. If for any of you that wants to see that video. And I was so intimidated with using that palette because the shadows are so deep, but it really turned out like really pretty. And I got a lot of compliments when I did that eyeshadow look, wore the eyeshadow look, rather not did it, but wore it. I'm just continuing to blend. This is like coming together so pretty. So now we're going to go back in with this MAC 224 brush with the very first shade, which is the lighter lavender matte shade, and make sure that above our crease the shadow is blended and we're not losing this lighter lavender shade. I'm just going to blend. I'm liking this already. Oh my gosh, it's pretty. So now we're going to take this small Makeup Geek brush. This is a little small pencil type brush. We're going to take the deeper shade, which is the last shade on the top row. And we're going to deepen up this outer V with this shadow. And this time we're going to actually place it right on the lower lash line area, because we don't want to pack it too high and then it goes up like way above the crease area, because I don't want it to be too bold and dramatic. So just going to tack it on that lash line. And I'm using the side of the brush and placing it towards the outer V. Kind of like a wing liner would go in that shape, but you're just placing it, packing it in that shape so we can blend it. And this is a pigmented purple. So now when you feel like you placed all of the shadow off of the brush, we're going to blend upwards and towards the inner eye. Not towards the inner eye, the center, but lightly blend. You want to take your time and blend this shade. And just blending back and forth in circular motions, just to make sure it's blended like really good, but not too high. Now we're going to place a little bit more. Just want to make sure we blend this really good first. Circular motions and back and forth motions. I'm going to add a little bit more to the brush and go up just a little bit, but not too high. And we're just blending. And the same thing for the other eye. Take a little bit more and place it a little bit higher, but not too high, not up in that crease area, and blend. And you're going to just keep blending back and forth. And make sure you blend like really good. And if you want, you can apply a little bit of pressure to get it blended, because you can always go back and add a little more. And now you want to take the brush and blend right in the crease area after you blended all of the product, most of the product off of the brush. This is pretty. I'm going to add a tiny bit more right to this lower lash line. and making sure the crease area is blended. A tad bit more right in this area here, because I just want to make sure this outer V area is like really, really deep with this deep purple shade. And I'm using really light hands, so because I'm building it instead of just packing it on there, so I can control how much is placed and blend it. Okay, just a little bit more. I think that is coming together pretty. So now I'm going to go back in with the Makeup Shack T88 brush and back in with the crease shade. I'm going to pop a little bit more of this back into the crease area to make sure everything is blended and we did not lose this color. So now I'm going to go with the MAC 224 brush and just make sure everything is still seamless. And I did not add any more shadow to this brush. Now I'm going to go with our flow. Sorry, noise. Our cream brulee. This is matte bone shade, and just place it right above that shadow again to make sure everything is set and transition together, and it gives a little highlight as well. And blend. Everything is so pretty. So now I think that should probably, sorry guys, that should probably do it. We're going to take the Makeup Shack just to make sure everything else is still blended with no more shadows. And the little Makeup Shack brush. And make sure the pigment is still there. Okay, so now we're going to go in with some color. I'm not going to use any glitter glue today, but we are going to use this little brush. It came in one of my Ulta palettes, a little, I think it was silver packaging, like years ago they used to sell this little fluffy flat shader brush. And we're going to take the first shade in the palette and just pack it on the brush. And just swipe down a little bit. And don't be scared to get, the shimmer shades on your brush. I'm not going to wet it at all. I'm just going to pack it and place it in the area where there's no shadow. And up into the crease. That's pretty. And the same thing for the other eye. And it's more like a shimmer with look like glitter in it. And gonna compact it the same way we did the first one up into the crease area. And you can lightly blend back and forth as you are placing the shadow. And you can take it all the way over to this deeper shade. And you can even place it a little bit on top of it, because we're going to place a little more of the shade back onto the lid. And I'm just packing. Now I know sometimes using a setting spray or something to intensify the shadows. I don't do that a whole lot because I've done it sometimes and it breaks my shadow up. I don't know if I use too much, but if there's another way you know how to do it to get it, or am I using it too much, like I said, too much spray, let me know how you get your shadows to stick and not crack when you wet them to intensify the, the shadow. So I'm just going to continue packing. This is like a pretty pink purple type shade. It's really pretty. I'm just packing it a little more. This is coming together like so pretty. Okay, so now we are going to go in with this ColourPop pencil brush and just make sure these edges of this crease is blended. You can go back and forth and then circular motions to diffuse the crease area. And on the same brush, we're going to go back in with the deeper purple shade and place it back into the outer V just a little bit. And you can lightly blend after you place it. You don't want to go too far over the lid where you have the shimmer shades. This is coming together like so pretty. And there's little to no fallout with this palette. A little bit, but not much. And we're going to make sure we blend this crease area. And I'm using the side of the brush to blend the outer V, but I'm using the tip to blend up in the crease. Now I'm going to go back in with the the first shadow in the palette and make sure it's placed like right on the lid and in the crease area with this brush. Because with my shimmers I do go up a little higher, because when I open my eyes, my shimmer shadows tend to fade. And we're going to blend up in circular motions. And now the last deeper shade back into the outer V. And I'm just blending now. This is super duper pretty. I was going to go in with this deeper shade, but I think I'm kind of like getting pressed with time. Let's leave it like that. So now we're going to zoom in. This is like super duper pretty. So we're going to take our MAC 224 brush just to make sure everything is blended like together in this area above the eyelid from the crease to the brow bone. And if you don't have this brush, you can use the Morphe 504 brush or any type of fluffy, rounded blending brush. Okay, so now we're going to take our makeup wipe, clean under the eye area. We'll grab camera, dress our face, and we will be back with the final look. Welcome back. This is the final look using the Juvia's Place Nubian Royal eyeshadow palette. Again, the beautiful purple color scheme. This palette is like really good. Everything blended like so well for me. I did not add any more eyeshadows to my lid, but I did go into my lower lash line and apply the middle shade on the top row. Again, Monday, on the top row. I just used a pencil brush and just packed it on the lower lash line. And to highlight this morning, my inner corner, I used my Fenty Beauty highlighting palette in Kilowatt Foil, 7-Day Weekend, and Poolside, which are these two. I mixed them together and popped them in my inner corner. I love how this eyeshadow look came out. Like I said, I wanted to pop up a little bit of this in the lid area. I'll do that on another video just because of, you know, being pressed with time. But this is the final look. I love how the eyeshadows performed. I love how it turned out. Everything is just beautiful. So if you have not done so already, please comment, like, and subscribe to your girl's channel. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.